Hi, my name is Joe Conti, and today I will be showing you how I made my rocks. Stick around. So I started cutting up the polystyrene, trying to shape it a bit to make it look a bit more natural, and this is what I achieved so far. Let me move the camera and I'll show you down here. These are the entrances to the two tunnels which will reach the top of the hill that I was building in my previous video with the inclines. I bent here, I pulled the track away from the wall there to center it on in the arch of the tunnel because it was a bit too far to the left. Turning the camera. At the moment I'm working on this. Hang on, let me show you this first. Here I faded the rocks off to get the train into this tunnel here, so I had to shave it off quite close to the actual wood at the back, and then at the moment I'm filling that corner up. Maybe trees, some grass, nothing special here. Maybe some picnic, train watchers or people having a picnic. And this is the inner and lower loop. And this is the incline from where the train will pass here. Yes, I'm going to start plaster this. And once I plaster this, I'm going to maybe chew away these sharp edges here and plaster and fill up and make it look more rock looking rather than polystyrene. There. Okay, and the last thing I want to show you for now, I'm going to turn you again, is this here. Here. Well, you recall the other video where at the top of the hill there was a tunnel exit which will lead to a bridge, where the bridge will come here and the track will continue down here around the other side of the layout. But we'll talk about that in another video when we get to it. Let me do some more work and I'll show you the progress. And here we have it, that corner I was working on, where I plastered it. I plastered also the bottom part here where the rail will be for the incline, and over there I put some vegetation, a tree, you know, like I said, people there somehow, or whatever, maybe a train spotter, yeah, over here watching the train come, risking his life. Then we'll put a fence for him here. Anyway, this is my first attempt at making rocks. I don't know what it looks like to you, but this is without any paint, so I'm sure the depth of the rock formation will come out better once it's painted, and that's going to be a first as well. But anyway, let's see what happens next. It's another day, and I've decided that today's task is going to be to cover up here. You can see here I've started with this. Let me turn the camera a bit. Okay, now you can see it all. This was one piece, but it was going to be an issue to remove this and or this for maintenance with those stuck together. So I've decided to attach this to here, because lifting this up with let's call these the wall rocks, and lifting this up with the wall rocks attached would be easier than trying to slide it out from there and here. So I'm going to attach the wall rocks to the surface, so when I lift it up it comes up in one piece. But this, no, because it's flimsy, unlike this solid wood, I'm going to glue this to here. In fact, look, I'm going to leave a spacer under here. Here, maybe a bit thinner. And before I glue them, I make sure they are aligned together, because I cut these two here at an angle. So this one will slide in easier when I remove. But this will remain attached to the wall. And this can slide out like this. So, anyway, then there's this other piece here. The gap there, which I had a piece here somewhere. Here, something similar. Anyway, like this. And I'll scratch it and dig it up. I had to give it a bit of a rough surface, because if I put plaster here it will hold, but it will be too smooth. So maybe even thicker than this. I'll find a slice thicker than that and cut it along here and here and rough it up a bit. But I don't want to cover this piece, all of it. I want to leave it so as to, hang on a minute, this. Imagine yourself coming for a walk here. All these rocks, this nice view of the valley. The view up here of the valley. And it would be nice if you could walk over here and see the trains coming. There you go, another train spotter. On this edge, we need a fence here as well. Okay, so ideas while we talk. So, let me do this. And before I start plastering, I'll show it to you all glued in place, ready for plaster. Until then. This is the part that fits on top of the wooden surface there. I just want to glue these together while the other piece is drying. Luckily, when I was chipping away at this, hang on a minute. The lines were at an angle, and the perfect angle for it to slot in like that. So I cut right through one of the slots there. Like I picked a line here like this, and I cut right through it to split the piece. And to make sure it doesn't move. There, one. Stick two spikes in it and hold them together. There you go. This will be in the corner, it will be covered. So give it a few minutes like this, and then I can put it in its place there and glue it to the surface. And before I do anything else, I'll let this dry and that dry to the surface here. I put paper under here to make sure none of the glue attaches itself to these two together. There you are. Anyway, we'll get back to you and have more to show you. Okay, the only bit I have left now is that over there. I've cut a piece up, and I think it will fit okay there. And then I'll plaster it and cover all those cracks and this missing part up here. I'll fill that up with plaster. In fact, that can go. So let me put some glue on this. Once again I put some paper here to make sure that any glue from the back here doesn't seep down and glue this to the surface. So just put a bunch of glue here. Spread it around. And we're good to go. Get this out of the way. Put this in here. It was taller than the edge up here, so the wire cutter, I cut a straight line, clean edge. But in fact, it could go up a bit. I'll slide it up a bit. Give it some more clearance under there. Yeah, better. I'll trim that again. And this way, the gaps here. In fact, this is pretty dry now. The gaps under here, where when I put the dust down here, then I'll do the same thing. I'll protect the gap and put some. And I lay down the glue here and sprinkle some dust. And I'll leave the very edge there unglued. And, you know, I'll just look after it like that. Anyway, next will be plastering, but that will be tomorrow because it's got to dry. So, see you then. It's tomorrow again. I'm starting, before I start plastering, I have to finish this off here. So, I've cut this up. One minute. There. I've cut this piece up like this. Now I want to glue this to the top here. Now, I want to make sure that any glue I do here will not attach itself to the boundary here at the back. So, to stop that, I'm going to I found some very good use for these printouts. One. Two. And three here. Now we can put this back in its place. There. This is glued and this. So this is how they meet up here. Can you see it? Nope. Let me show you. These are glued. This to here and this to the wall, and this is how they meet up. So with a bit of paint there, that's a black marker, but the little gap there is will get lost in colors and what have you, on shadows. So now to put this here, I trimmed the top here already, okay, because it was taller. So I'm going to glue that there. Good morning, and here we go again. This is the plaster I'll be using, and I'm going to try to stick it up there. Let me just show you a piece on how I'm going to do it, and then I'll do the rest of camera. Obviously, I'll be using my trusty tool. my hand. That's how I do it. Just spread it around. That's all. That's how it's done. And I like to clean, make sure that the gap down here is filled in properly. Okay, then I'll show you the end product. Until then. And I'm done with this part at least. So I've done this all the way around here. I just have to let it dry now before I do anything else in this area. I'm keeping this part here, the walls, smooth, because this is a man-made exit, you know, while this was dug out. So here, there we are. This will continue here. Further down here, maybe I might get some rocks coming out here, just besides the bridge. And this is the joint on the other side. Now, when I finish this video, I'm going to lift the top off to make sure that those two, or the back here, doesn't join together. That's why I removed this part here. And I'll plaster this one as well, because this is going to be a removable part, so it shouldn't be it shouldn't dry stuck to here, unlike that. Okay, so for this video I'm going to wrap up here. I don't think you guys want to watch me do the junkyard at the moment behind me. Alright, so this is what to expect from my layout, this kind of thing. Occasionally I will bring a few updates, but nothing very detailed. The next one, like I promised on the previous video, will be about the bridge here. But it is going to be about the bridge. I'm not doing this again. Okay, so until then, be safe and take care. Enjoy.